joining us today. I'm hoping to take you on to a very exciting opportunity that we have with TBO Holidays and TBO Cruise. We are a global player in the travel business, and we would like to have your support in terms of what we are doing with TBO Cruise. So I'm going to take you on through a small journey into what TBO is, and we hopefully can get into how the system functions. So you will have a lot of questions, but please feel free to ask them, and happy to answer them. Um, TBO Cruise, we want to sell worldwide, and we want to empower you. As you know, our mission is always to manage selling to travel agents. We do not sell to consumers at all. We do not go B2C. We only support travel agents around the world. That is one of the visions of the company. TBO Cruise will also continue doing that. It will only support travel agents. So all the products that you see on the TBO portal are available at the best rates for you to sell to your customers and earn a revenue. So we support the trade in many ways. We also are on a mission to be one of the leading providers of all cruise lines, and we hope to deliver education, content, and portal access to you. So at this moment of time, you're going to see a whole set of cruise lines. Some of them are going to be available to you during the launch period, and then we hope to ramp up many more of these. Some of them are going to be new cruise lines which will open a new revenue stream. For example, like Variety Cruises. I'm sure you must be knowing about Costa, Celestial, and Carnival, and we have a luxury set of cruise lines like Asmara, Celebrity, Cunard, and we also have very, very niche cruise lines like Quark Expeditions and Aqua Expeditions and Pando, and even cruise lines on the Nile, the Zambezi, and the Moskova. So if you're looking for a product to fit into your customer, we want you to understand that there is only one provider for a wide variety of cruise lines. So during the launch, we may not have all the products you would like, but we will eventually have a full set of 30 cruise lines that you can sell. So anytime you think of a customer who walks in and asks for a cruise, you can think of TBO Cruise and TBO Holidays, and Harley Deer will be there to support you with that. You don't even need to reach out on a phone call or send an email. You just have to sign into the TBO Holidays portal, click on the cruise tab, and you will be able to find a particular product you're looking for. Whether it is an ocean-going cruise, whether it is a small deluxe luxury boutique cruise, whether it is a cruise on a river, we can give you Aqua Expeditions which operates on the Amazon, in the Amazon rainforest. We can give you another cruise line which operates in the Mekong Delta, in the Tonle Sap, in Cambodia. We can give you Crucimondo or Ama Waterways which operates across the Zambezi or the Nile rivers, or in Europe on the Danube, the Douro, and the Rhine. So there is a huge variety in terms of product that you can buy from us, while we also have the ocean-going cruise lines like Norwegian, like Costa, like Princess, like P&O, and also the luxury ones like Swan Hellenic and Seabourn, Silver Sea, and Asmara. So we are the one-stop shop you should think of when anyone asks you for a cruise. And Harley Deer, Akanksha of India, and myself
Lindon, your voice
backed up
breaks.
with excellent service to you.
Lindon,
So the choice of worldwide will send your customers anywhere in the world for a cruise to provide. Now,
your voice is breaking.
right, so it's something to do with the connection, I think. But can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's now clearer. Okay, please go ahead.
Right. So we can give you a choice of worldwide destinations, whether your customers want to go to Alaska or Hawaii to the Panama Canal, South America, or they want to sail closer home where you all are based in the Philippines, in Asia, out of Singapore or out of Malaysia, we will have a cruise that's available for you. If you have guests willing to come to the Middle East during the winter season, we have the Arabian Gulf sailings and all of these. Antarctica, as you see at the bottom end of the page of the global map, we have 3 cruise lines that can give you cruises for those who want to, write it off on their bucket list, been to Antarctica. We have cruise lines like Albatross. We have cruise lines like Adventure Canada. We have cruise lines like Quark Expeditions, which offer really in-depth expeditions to the icy continent in the Antarctica and in the Arctic. So there's a huge choice available for you. So, in a sense, for those who have not been, I know many of you all have been on a cruise. That's fantastic. But I have a rendition here of what we have in terms of what a cruise line looks like. So, cruises, if you've been selling resorts, are floating resorts, and these are what you will find on a cruise line. You'll find every amenity on a cruise ship that can cater to a vacationer. I need to ask somebody to please switch off your mic. I don't know who it is, please. So you can see that from the front to the back of the ship is designed like a resort. In the front, you can see there is a huge theater. If you go behind towards the middle of the ship, you can see open areas for restaurants and lounges. The accommodation is also built in within the ship. This is the only kind of vacation where your cabin or your room comes along with you, so you do not have to unpack or pack every day. You are right there. You can go and enjoy the destination as the ship. You can see on top there are these swimming pools, there are activities on the top deck, and there is a huge atrium and other services right across the ship. So everything is just a walk away from the cabin, and it gives an opportunity for your guests to do exactly what they want. There is something for everyone when they want it. Cruises have a value for money. You pack and unpack only once. You wake up to a new destination every morning, and you can explore different destinations on the shore excursions. So we are coming up with a new product which may be very new for the Far East and the Philippines, where you all are. We will be offering you shore excursions from a specialist provider, and that brings in additional revenue for you to sell. As you know, when you sell shore excursions from a cruise line, they do not pay out commissions, but we are working with a specialist provider to bring you shore excursions that you can earn commission on. So cruise lines will offer you different themes, and they have multi-cuisines. They offer Far Eastern food, they offer American fast food, and they offer all of these right across the ship. So cruises are meant for everyone, grandparents to kids, and they also have an opportunity where you can enjoy your own time or you can enjoy it with everybody. So cruising can be attractive and can be active or relaxed, as you see in the images below, a couple having a nice spa, or you can have somebody doing a climbing wall while the kids are enjoying themselves at the kids pool with a huge screen and movies for the kids, and you also have the kids clubs. So now I'm going to go into giving you a small idea of how our system works. However, I'm not going to go in depth into it because, like they say, the proof is in the pudding. I want you all to sign up onto the TBO holidays by clicking on the cruise tab and then registering yourself as a TBO cruise agency. So the registration is automatic, and once you sign in to TBO holidays, you click on the cruise tab. If you do not see the cruise tab, please reach out to Harley. She can enable this from the back-end administration that she has, and you will be then greeted with this kind of a screen. So this is now live. and we have a selection of cruise lines that will be shown to you when you access the system from the Philippines. Now, we understand that some of you all have expressed that you'll sell a lot of genting. At this moment in time, we are not ready to offer genting. The reason that genting is available quite openly in your market, and you may have your preferred partners at the moment to work with. But for all the other cruise lines, we will be giving you an opportunity to buy it from us, and we may probably enter into a contract with Genting also later on. So this is the main screen, the TBO Holidays Cruise main page, where you can get all the cruise lines, and you have a nice filter. If you choose and you do not choose a particular cruise line, you will get a full list of the cruise ships, but these filters are active filters. So we have 30 cruise lines with 7 to 8 ships each. If you choose Norwegian, the system will clean up and show you a list of only those Norwegian ships that are sailing. If you choose by port, by departure port, or if you choose by a sailing date, or if you choose by a length of sail, like 7 nights, 9 nights, 14 nights, the system will intelligently clean up all the information and only bring you information that is relative to your request. So this is where we will score better than all the current competitors that you work with. You have to go and know exactly what you want to sell. So those that are experts in selling cruises and those that are new, once you start using your system, within a week you will be able to be an expert because the system helps you. If your customer calls you, you can start using the system at that call. Sign into TBO Holidays, sign into the TBO Cruise portal, and then the customers will say, "Hi, I want to go to Europe." You can just click their arrival ports in Europe or a departure ports in Europe, and the system information that is relevant to your request. Or the customer says, "No, I'd like to go on Norwegian, or I'd like to go on Costa." Put in Costa there from the drop down and say search, and it will bring you information only on that particular specific cruise line. So this will help you to address the customer in a very different way than what you are doing now. I hope to be right, but I think when a customer calls you today or they walk into your shop, you have to sit with a notepad and ask them a long list of questions. Where do you want to travel? When do you want to travel? How many people are traveling? And then you say to them, "Okay, thank you very much. Would you like to wait for a while I call up the cruise line?" Or you have to go online to search for it. In this case, you open up a cruise portal, and while the customer is telling you or asking you or giving you information, you can start putting in that key information and pulling out information to help them from the first call. So you do not have to call them back, you do not have to write a long email, you do not have to contact Harley Deer or ourselves. You get into the system and we assure you, you should find that information. If you do not, you can still write to us and we will respond in 45 minutes. Considering the time difference between India and the Philippines, we work between 10 and 6, but we're happy to help you all the time. So once you make a choice and you have some of the basic information, you do a search and then you come and presented with this screen. So just for purposes of demonstration, I chose a Norwegian in Europe. And this is one of the best sailing ships, the Norwegian Epic, and you will find that you get this entire screen with details of the map. You will get to know what is the schedule of this cruise line. You will know what are the departures. You'll have the starting prices. And like I was telling you a little bit earlier, you can continue engaging with your customers from the time they call you and say, you can start budgeting. If you want to go into an inside or a balcony, this is the budget cost per person, and you can see various options of what we can offer you for the choice of your client. So it's very interactive, it is live, and it brings you all that information at your fingertips. The next screen goes into a very detail. It gives you again all the spread out costs, starting prices that you're looking for, and you will find that in this particular opportunity, you can look at the itinerary, you can look at the sailing dates, you have the cruise information, the policies and the deck plans, and all the details, even a video that you can download and send. As you see in the strip on top there, just below the pricing, there is a huge image gallery. You can left click on the mouse or the cursor and copy that image if you want to make a nice presentation to send to your customer after you have spoken to him. You can even download what you have chosen from our system and download it as a PDF to your notepad and send it across to your customers. So this is a very interactive opportunity, and I would urge you all to use the system. Do not make a booking because it's a live system, but go on to check the facilities until the page where you have to put in the information. Remember, you have to put in all the information of the guest. You have to put in the full names, you have to put in the details, and you have to put in all those to finalize your booking. And remember, it's live. Cruise lines have strict policies, so if you're making a booking, please make a genuine booking. If you want to try out the system and look for sailings in 2022 so that we can see what bookings have been made, and they are made with an option so we can then cancel it as you're only testing it. Please use complete names. Do not put test in the field because it's a live environment. Moving on, other facilities, other information on the system, and all this comes to you live to engage with your customer is all the information across the ship, the facilities, the dining, the bars and lounges, the entertainment, the kids' activities, all of this is available on that system. You have to scroll, play around with the system. It's very content rich. And
namatayan sila due to COVID.
sorry, excuse me, somebody, could you please switch your mic off?
Kapatid nung asawa niya. I'm checking that out. Hold on a while.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. You will find all this information of dining, kids, activities again on the system, and it is updated in an online, on-time environment. The itinerary and everything is there. The system now moves to the third screen. So as you move into the booking procedure, you have to choose. It is very particular in cruise lines because there are a lot of details the cruise line needs to give you the information. In the next screen, you can see you have chosen a particular sailing, then you will get all the details here, the complete pricing plus the taxes, and then you can have a choice of choosing the particular cabin for your guests. Guests who require a particular cabin on the port side or on the seaside can be chosen. You will get that information in real time for a particular choice that you're looking to sell your customer. So the cruise features of TBO are a single sign-on, a seamless interface. You're going to have more than a dozen cruise lines, ocean, river cruise, and you will be able to browse, book, hold, reconfirm or cancel it. We get updated every time you use the system because the single sign-on means when you sign on to TBO Holidays and then you access the TBO Cruise, we know that any activity that you make on that will be recorded at the back end, and we have an alert. If you make a hold, we can then come back to you. That is why the team Akanksha and Vindhya are there in Gurgaon to respond back to you for other clarifications you have. You can even use the system to go through, pick up the particular cruise line, and then send that information in an email to us. There is an option for that. So I urge you to please register on the cruise tab once it is made live by Harley Deer, and then use the system to look at it. There's live up-to-date information. You have the opportunity to share itineraries to the guest. You can also pay your payments into the TBO wallet. We will use a common wallet at the moment as we introduce this product to your market. You pay into the TBO wallet and we can put a hold on that for the cruise booking that you want, and the system will then, the team will take it offline to give you an invoice and the other details and the confirmation that you need. Once you have a confirmation, we then check for documents. We make sure the right information is input to the cruise line, and we can then send it across to you. As we work with you in the trade, and as you know we support it, we give you rates which are commissionable. The system will show you how much the commission is on the basis of the gross selling price by the cruise line and the net price that you have to pay TBO. So you will be able to know that you can make 7, 8 or 10% depending on the cruise line you choose. And we are happy to also talk to Harley, and if you want to take on a certain target for the next 6 months, if you have that, we will reward you with overriding commissions. We will also reward you with opportunities of net rates. We will also reward you with TBO plus points, and we bring this all to support the travel trade. For your customers from our system, you will get FIT offers, you will get free upgrades, you will get add-on offers, free internet, and depending on what is being marketed for the Philippines, that will come live to that system. We can also have group offers. If you have 20 guests or more, the minimum is 10 cabins, we can get you special rates. If you have customers coming into the Middle East, coming into Dubai during the winter, we have an excellent program that goes from Dubai to Muscat and the rest of the Gulf. They only need to have a multi-ship visa for Dubai, which we can provide, and all of the rest of the Gulf countries will give them a visa on arrival for coming on a cruise. So it is a great opportunity for you to sell the rest of the Middle East with TBO cruises. 10 or more cabins, we can sometimes offer an FOC for the tour leader. So if you want to take a free cruise, start selling some groups, and we will support you with the best rates depending on the choice of sailing that your customer wants, and you can reward yourself with a free cruise. This in a nutshell. We want to keep this a short introduction. It's the first time we are engaging with you. We also need to understand what you're looking for. Very short. We also want to know what your customers have. Harley Deer there as your key manager there to look after you. But to close it up, some of the special USPs, and I want you to think, have a rewards program. We will support you with cruise product webinars. If you collectively send a message to Harley Deer saying, we would like to learn more about Norwegian or about Costa or about the Antarctica and those exotic cruise lines that Lyndon was talking about, we are happy to make the time and bring you a webinar to teach you how to sell Antarctica. Some of you may have the high net worth clients who want to have the luxury cruises like Azamar. They want to go on Scenic. They want to go on Silver Sea. Tens and thousands of dollars for a 7 or 12 night cruise. If you want to learn about it, we're happy to come and teach you about it. Across the team, we've got tens of years of experience selling cruises. We will come and help you to learn about the product. We will support you with collateral, marketing flyers, images for social media. Vindhya does part of that. Harley Deer can send the messages to her and she will send you all the collateral you need, so you can send it on WhatsApp, Facebook, engage with your clients with an exciting opportunity for cruises. We give you good commissions. We offer you the tools right at your fingertips from the TBO Holidays portal. We suggest you sign in every day so that you know what's updated. We also have a certified cruise consultant program coming up, something that you can print, put it up on your LinkedIn profile. We are working with certain cruise lines to bring certified programs, which also enhances your knowledge. It is our way of giving back. We don't charge for these. It is for you to learn and upgrade your skills in a very challenging environment that the whole world and the travel community is facing. And we are hoping to offer you 24-hour support very shortly. At the moment, Vindhya and Akanksha, they love to stay up late, and they're happy to sometimes help you out when it is even very late in India. But otherwise, we are going to have 24 support very shortly because we're increasing the team members in the Gurgaon office. I'm based out of Dubai. I manage it globally. You have my contacts or you have Harley Deer's contacts. You can reach out to me for any clarifications you have, and we would be happy to help you. You may want to take a screenshot of this or ask Harley Deer later, but these are the connect contacts. Akanksha and Vindhya are available on WhatsApp on these numbers. This is my telephone number. I request you to please reach out to them for all requests, quotes, clarifications. If you want something very important to engage with a top-end customer or to discuss for a MICE or a MICE group or, a special client, then please reach out to me on my telephone number. I'm based in Dubai. Please allow me to call you back. Give me some time because I deal with 4 different regions, and I will come back to you with assistance for anything that you need, or just drop us an email at ops.cruise. Akanksha leads the team of India and ourselves at Gurgaon, so she will be happy to send you information back on email. Thank you very much for your time. This is just a synopsis into what we can do for cruises. I would like you to reach out to Harley to enable your cruise tab, and we can engage again in a couple of weeks when things keep getting better as we move towards a resumption of services. Hi, may I ask Journey Beyond, could you switch off your camera, please? Thank you. Right, Harley, over to you, Harley.
Right. Thank you, Lyndon. By the way, I think there is a question here raised
Sure.
from our chat box. If I can just read it. Hold on na.
Please.
Let's check. Okay. The question is, can we book an open dated for cruise?
So I'm going to learn Tagalog very quickly. Yeah. No, I'm joking. I can't speak Tagalog, but hopefully every time I get on a call with y'all, I will learn a few words. No, you cannot open up book and open dated. It's like your air reservations. You have to choose a particular date of sailing. You have to choose a particular sailing or cruise line. You cannot put in fake names. We can send you quotations and you can keep getting live availability as you check. However, it may change. As you know, cruise lines are very dynamic. We can offer you, if you have customers' names, we can offer you a hold option depending on when they are traveling. If they are traveling 6 months or more from the date that you're requesting a booking, we can give you an hold option from 48 hours right up to 7 days. It all depends on what the availability is. So reach out to us and we will help you based on your specific request.
Great. Another question for you is there any hidden charges perhaps after the booking?
Sorry, I hope that answered your question.
Lyndon,
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
you hear me now? Yeah, the
Can
second question is if there is an hidden charges after the booking. I don't think it's changes, but it's charges perhaps.
So there are no hidden charges after bookings. We are very transparent. We work very transparently with cruise lines and we work very transparently with you as agents. There will be never a hidden charge. If there is a charge which is not taken at the time of booking, in the sense when you make a booking, you pay for the cruise portion, your customers pay for the taxes, There are other charges which we will tell you that are only payable on the cruise when they get on the cruise. Like, for example, gratuities. As you know, you have a crew that helps look after guests and they charge gratuities. We will give you the cost of the gratuities and your customers will be made aware of it. That is collected at the time of boarding or at the time of disembarkation when they're on the cruise. We never have hidden charges. We will be upfront and we'll tell you what it is. Is the price all inclusive? I think that's the second question. Depending on the cruise line and the promotion that there is, the price can be either all inclusive, but we will be able to show it to you exactly what is included or what is not included. So as a general rule, when you book a cruise and the cabin and you pay for your port taxes, the cruise is always full board, means all meals are included and there is tea or coffee or water that is available from the fountains during meal times. During all other times, guests have to purchase any alcoholic beverages, they have to purchase drinking water, they would have to pay for gratuities, which is distributed across the staff for the excellent service. Any donations they want to make at the casino during the time they spend there are also chargeable. That's a personal experience. If they want Wi-Fi, sometimes it may be included as a promotion or they will have to pay for it. We'll give you the prices. If they want to do their laundry, then they pay extra for it. Sometimes the cruise line may include it. If they're going for a shore excursion, they will have to pay for it. Sometimes it may be included as a promotion from a certain cruise line. So we are very open into what is the total cost. Now you and I only make money on the cruise package. So when you sell the cabin, you get your commission and we on our volumes end up negotiating with the cruise line to make some money. So that is what you will have. It's always open. Last question I also see from Maria. Thank you, Maria. Do they need to sign up for timeshare? I'm sorry, I don't understand about timeshare. Timeshare is nothing to do with cruises. There is nothing called timeshare to cruises. And I hope I answered your question. For how many people will be allowed to travel? Well, I can take as one person in a cabin up to 4 persons in a cabin depending on availability, and I can book you a whole cruise ship of 3,500 if you have a big group, you're doing a company launch or you want to do something, we can even get you a full cruise ship. I hope that answers your question, Maria Rapon. I hope I got your name right. Thank you for joining us from Savers Travel. Any more questions?
Yeah, there's one more question. I think you had explained it earlier, but GPS Adventure is still asking if the rates includes commission.
So you will see both the gross and the net rate that you have to pay us. You charge your customers the gross price. It is the same price that the cruise line would charge the customers if they go directly. But when you work it with TBO, you get a commission. The difference between the gross and net is your commission. So it can depend, you can check that depending on the cruise line. We've got so many cruise lines, so you have to look at when you're booking. Question from Adelia, thank you for that. How about the hub of Norwegian cruise? So most cruise lines leave from gateway points, if that is what you're asking. The gateway points for Europe are Barcelona, Rome, Venice, or depending on Northern Europe, it is Copenhagen or Southampton. If it is the US, you can sail to Alaska from either San Francisco or from Seattle. If you're sailing into the Caribbean, you would sail from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral, Galveston. It all depends on the cruise line that you choose. If it's the Middle East, you can sail from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or Doha. Saudi Arabia is becoming a new cruise destination, so you may be able to sail to Dammam. If it's the Far East, you can sail from Singapore, you can sail from Malaysia, There are certain cruise lines that allow boarding from the Philippines, a few, I think, but you have to fly in, or from Australia, from Sydney. You could find certain cruise lines. It all depends on what your customers are looking for. Right, fam trips. Yes, we do offer fam trips depending on when we are offered from the cruise line. We can. It all depends on your production with us. We have an open, transparent system. Highest producers get the best opportunity for fam trips. But the other way to go on a fam trip is get a group going. There are some huge family groups. I know we have. I live in Dubai, and we have a huge Filipino community over here. They like to travel from here. They like to bring in their families or friends. You have to make a group of 10, 12, 15 people, or you can decide to start promoting a special sailing for a group, and that way you can come on board as a tour guide and reward yourself as a fam trip. Adelia, I've answered your question. We sell cruise only. Yes, of course, you have to add flight costs. You would have to sell air tickets. It's a standalone product. If you're selling a hotel in Europe, you also have to sell a ticket to that place. Unless you're selling a package which has got a flight and hotel, we still don't have packages of fly cruise yet. That will be launched in 2022. So reach out to Harley, dear, and she will show you how you can add on different services from the TBO Holidays portal. Excuse me. So you can sell the cruise, you can sell the flights from our air portal, and add on hotels pre and post. And shortly we will also offer you shore excursions. Thank you, Romana, for your show of confidence. Happy to hear about you wanting to work with us. COVID guidelines, yes, we can. Strict protocols are being enforced by all cruise lines. Social distancing, masks, people will have to be vaccinated on most cruise lines. Continuous cleaning, continuous testing. We can send you a small sheet of one of the cruise lines which implements all the facilities on board. Vindhya, please can you share that with Harley so she can share it with her team of agencies. And those are normally the same for many of the cruise lines. So COVID protocols, yes. Harley, there's an answer from My Joy Travel Booking. Do you offer transit visas? I can't answer that question. You may have to answer it locally. I would think the passengers or the guests would have to do that visas themselves, but we will give you documentation if they're booking a cruise with us and are making a down payment. We can release a document that says that this is the tentative booking made for so-and-so to show to the embassy for the visas. But I don't think we offer a visa service. Harley, you want to do?
We don't actually process any visas for now, Lyndon. But we'll see in the future if we can, open this
Right.
service.
Yeah, so we will be able to, as TBO Cruise for the Middle East cruises, we'll be able to help you with the visas for Dubai, which is a different form of doing a visa. So we can do that, and I will send you those details via Harley Deer. So I think I've come to the list of questions. Thank you again. Have you got any more questions? Please let us know. There are some questions again. What is the average base price? Please use the system and you will be able to know exactly what are the prices. It varies depending on the choice of cruise line, the time of sailing. It can start from $699 per person and go to even $6,000 for a luxury cruise line, or even to $16,000 for an exotic trip to the Arctic or the Antarctic for a cruise only, inclusive of the standard features and amenities that I told you about. Any more questions? Please feel free to unmute your mics and ask the question. I'll be happy to hear from you. But English, please, because I don't understand Tagalog yet.
You must learn to speak Tagalog now, ah.
Yes,
Hello,
I have
ma'am.
to.
Go
Hello,
ahead.
Lyndon.
Hi.
How about the group bookings? We can book the in the cruise.
Yes, you can book groups, but groups will not be able to be booked from the system. So you can research and find out what you want from the system and send a message to Harley Deer or to uh, operations, that is Akanksha and Vindhya, for a group booking. Group bookings, like hotels, are always taken offline. We negotiate a rate depending on the number of guests and what we can add as a special offer, and then we will send you a separate contract which will be signed and then make payments accordingly. So we will understand, we'll ask you, we'll send you a scoping sheet and ask you a lot of questions so we can get the right product and we can get the right pricing for your guests. So it takes 24 to 72 hours to get the information, and then around another 24-48 hours, within a week, we can give you group quotes. Start early, start talking to your customers, and start telling us what all information that you share with us is always confidential. Like I said, the company is very transparent. We only work with travel agencies. So we are there to support you 100%. So reach out to us. The information, the knowledge that we all have is available to you for free.
Hey, Lyndon, can I ask on their behalf?
Of course,
Can clear
please.
this up because for sure this will be
Go
uh,
ahead, go ahead.
okay. In our cruise, TBO cruise, we mentioned about we have options about cruise only and cruise line tours. So
Yes.
can you please differentiate the two?
Certainly, very good question. So there are certain products by the cruise lines which they differentiate as a cruise line tour. So the difference between cruise only and a cruise line tour is that the cruise line, say for example, if you're looking at an Alaska cruise or you're looking at a Mediterranean cruise, the cruise would go from Seattle to Seattle, for example. That is the cruise only. When they say cruise line tour, the cruise line is offering a land tour into the national parks of Canada. As you know, you can go into the Rocky Mountains, they take you by train into the national parks, and you can then take and add a 3 night or up to a 7 night add-on land tour. That's the difference between cruise only and a cruise line tour. The cruise line tour includes a cruise plus a pre or a post add-on land portion. It happens only mainly in Alaska, but now there are new cruise line tours being offered even in Europe, and it depends. Not all offer it, some of them offer it.
Right, thank you, Lyndon. We can also see that we have ocean cruise and river cruise. Can you please tell us the difference also? And please give us some examples of a river cruise.
Right. So the difference between ocean and river is exactly what the label says. Cruises that go in the oceans are ocean going cruises. That means in the Arabian Gulf, in the South China Seas, in the Mediterranean, in Alaska, in the Caribbean. These are mainly large ships like MSC Costa, Royal Caribbean, Azmara that sail on these open seas. They usually do continent to continent or country to country. River cruises are cruises which sail on rivers. So you can look at the Amazon, you can look at the Rhine, you can look at the Douro, you can look at the the Sloan, and these are rivers in Europe where you have river cruising like Ama Waterways, Crucimondo, Pando, Aqua Expeditions, and all of these sail on those rivers. So we have a wide variety of river cruises. The Nile River in Egypt, you can have cruises there. The Zambezi River, you can have cruises in Africa over there. The Moskova, you can have cruises in Russia. You can have cruises right across Europe from Germany right up to Portugal on the rivers, and we have river cruising. That's the distinction. The basic distinction for customers is that ocean going cruises are big ships with lots of activity. River cruise ships are small ships and take up to 200 or 250 people and are meant to be more leisurely. They are more for the senior citizen. They are more for those who like to go into the interiors at a slow pace and visit smaller places and smaller towns. That's the difference. Ocean going is for the full family, very active and very exciting, and has all the big entertainment that a resort has.
Right. Are there any additional questions from the group? Otherwise, can we quickly show them our system, Lyndon?
Not at the moment, Holly dear, because there's some work being done on the registration at that. So I think we should convene again after a couple of weeks and then show them the online system.
All right. So I will have a separate product, system demo for them on the cruise.
Yes, I think you need to reach out and see what they would like, those who want to activate it and those agents that want to start learning more about the system, and in 2 weeks time happy to do a presentation. They will also be able to use the system in the meanwhile.
Okay, clear.
All right.
Right. So any further questions, guys, before we move on to the next? Yes, please go ahead.
I'm just asking about if possible to depart from Barcelona and then going to other city in Italy. You will enjoy the 3 days in the cruise, and then on the 4th day you can stay there and then you do another activity, not in the cruise.
Right. So if I understand your question correctly, the cruise line has a schedule. If it's a 4-night cruise, or if it's, sorry, can you switch your mic off? Yeah. If it's a 4-night cruise, or it's a 7-night cruise, or a 9-night cruise, or 11-night cruise, the customers have to do the full cruise. It's a schedule. It's like when you're selling a transit flight. For example, if you're selling Qatar Airways via Doha to Munich or London or wherever, the guests cannot get off at Doha and decide not to continue. It's the same with the cruise line. If they choose a 3-night, 4-night, 7-night, they have to sail the whole 7 nights. They cannot drop off and go off. However, at the start or the end of the cruise, you can extend the cruise program according to what they want, or then fly them to the next destination. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, something like that. But initially, they will just finish the 7 days. But on the 8th day, the passenger wants to do their own trip, not on that cruise.
Yeah, but the trip ends at 7 days, so they're no longer on the trip. Then you can build any other itinerary you want for them. If they want to take another ship and another cruise, you can add on another cruise. That's not a problem.
Definitely, the price will vary also because of the one day. I mean the 1-way trip only. So going back, it's not included in the price. Is that possible, or is that
if I understand your question, there are certain cruises that have round trip that will do, say, Barcelona, Seattle. But there are some cruises that do Barcelona to Venice. They are one-ways. Then you have, when a customer chooses an itinerary like that, they start in one country, they end in another destination. From there, you have to fly them back if you have booked their tickets from the embarkation point. I hope that answers your question.
Noted. It's a round trip ticket, right? Something like that.
Yeah, most cruises are round trip. There are few cruises that offer one way, and they can even choose that. So you book open jaws, Philippines, Manila to say Barcelona, and return is Venice to to Manila.
Yes. Okay, noted. Very noted. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for that question. Makes sense. Yeah. Great, guys. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I hope you're all excited. I know Harley dear is. She's been chasing me to do this presentation for some time, and I'm happy to have you all here and your support. It is a challenging time. Stay strong. Things are going to change rapidly. Cruises have started very safely, and they are going to be a big hit. You just have to send the word out to your customers saying that you can now provide them a cruise, and TBO Cruises will assist you along the way. Do not hesitate to reach out to my cruise ops team, ask the questions, and we will respond back to you via email for everything that you can see on the system. Once you get familiar with the system, you can go ahead and then make a booking. I know that many of y'all are already professionals, have sold a lot of cruises, and I'm happy to have you all on this call and your support. You will get rewarded with commissions, with TBO reward points, and hopefully an opportunity to go on a cruise fam based on your production. So thank you very much for your time. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of the week.
Right. Thank you, Lyndon. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we can still meet them on, once our TBO cruise system is fully,
Yeah.
integrated. So, meanwhile, I think everyone else are doesn't have questions anymore, and I hope that they can also join us on our next session.
All right. Thank you.